I have joined, so let's start. One thing, guys, after today's session, you guys can start creating your resume, uploading, start giving interviews, because tomorrow's session is just a practical, just for the sake of you guys to see how it works. Otherwise, all the questionnaires and everything we have covered till now, theoretical questions, and those are good enough to crack your interviews, right? So start preparing your resumes, start giving interviews. Mention the migration. I've already explained migration किस तरह से आप लोगों को explain करना है, talk about backup वगैरह, वो सब you guys can do it. So let's start and have a look at the portal, how it works.
क्लास खत्म झाला ना दिली इथं बसायला लावतो.
So when you go to portal, guys, let this get open. Okay. So now let's say that I have a machine. It's either my two machines I have. It could be on AWS or it could be on GCP, or maybe it's my physical machine. It's in my laptop. Where have I hosted those machines? I have hosted those machines. I'm giving you a scenario, the same we are going to use in our migration, right? So one of them is Windows and one of them is Linux. Those are the two machines I have. Where have I hosted that? I have hosted those machines on Hyper-V. Okay, this is the scenario I'm sharing with you, that I have hosted it on Hyper-V. There are two machines and we are going to migrate them. It could be on GCP, it could be on Hyper-V, it could be on GCP, AWS, on-prem, similar process for all of them. Okay. So how to do that? Very first thing, I come here and I start a project, a migrate project. So how do I do that? I search for Azure Migrate. If you have already done that, you will see it here. If not, you completely type Azure Migrate and you will see this. Similarly, what we have been doing earlier, if you have any project, you will see them. If not, you will create one. Okay. So before creating the project, you will have to be sure that what are we doing. And you have to make sure when you go to live environment, you're not the only team who's doing the migration. So you'll see n number of projects here. It may get you may get confused also. So you'll have to see, what are you migrating? Are you migrating a database? So at this moment, we are not doing that, right? But if we do a migration of database, here it is, guys. This is the tool, assessment tool and migration tool. Okay, so this is how it looks. You'll have to now click here. This is Azure Migrate Database Assessment Tool. Azure Migrate tools are always free, and there are multiple tools with Azure also, which you will see here. Okay, but these are not free. So you can always say that I have worked on Azure Migrate tool. Is it clear, guys? I mean, this is just for the database. You see only one tool. When we go to machine migration में आप लोगों को और ज्यादा tools दिखेंगे. But what you have to say is you have worked on Azure Migration tool, Azure Migrate tool. It could be for database में तो आप बोल ही नहीं रहे हो कि you have done any database. Okay, and these tools are called ISV. Right? So if they say that have you worked on any ISV tool, you can say no. It is I think it's a independent software vendors. Yeah, that's what it is. Independent software vendors, which has some sort of agreement with Microsoft Azure. Hence, it is being promoted here. But they are promoting their tool first, and these are chargeable. Okay, so you will always say that I have worked on Azure Migrate tool. So this is how you can do it. By the way, I selected a project. Okay, my project was already here, so I've selected that project. If a project is not there, if you want to create a new one, you click here, create a new project, subscription, select your subscription, select your resource group. If there is no, create a new resource group, whatever you want to name it, right? Naming convention वगैरह सब आ जाएगा, don't have to worry. Give the project's name, what project are you doing. You'll always have different project. छोटे से छोटी चीज के लिए भी एक जो है ना different project होता है. So let's say it's a VM migration project number 8, something like this. Geography, what does it mean? Which geography is it talking, guys? Is it talking that where do you want to move your machine, or is it talking where are your machines? So this, normally both should be in same region. It will never happen कि आपकी existing machine India में है and you're moving them to East US. East US region, अगर East US region में जाना है तो. So that is not happening. Normally उसी के आसपास ही होता है. So my servers are in India. By the way, this is your select a location which is nearest to your physical data center. अगर आपका data center India में है, so select India. आपका physical data center Brazil में है, select Brazil, wherever it is. Okay, so this is talking about your physical data center. This is very important. Connectivity method, आपके data center से now if there is a replication, migration होना है मतलब क्या होगा? Replication होना है, right? Replication होना है, so what is the need? Replication होगा तो आपके data center और Azure के बीच में do you require some network connectivity or no? What do you think?
Yes, VPN
Obviously yes, right?
connectivity.
How else will we fetch the data? So that time it is always private endpoint. It is always. और यहाँ पर आप आके आपका वर्चुअल नेटवर्क सेलेक्ट करते हो. कौन सा वर्चुअल नेटवर्क सेलेक्ट करोगे यहाँ पर? व्हाट डू यू थिंक व्हिच वर्चुअल नेटवर्क विल यू सेलेक्ट?
So virtual network में
Yes guys, think how will it work? Which virtual network will you select here? I mean, what should be the quality of that virtual network? A virtual network which has your gateway subnet, which has capability of VPN. That virtual network you will select here. Got it?
okay.
Do you guys remember the VPN connectivity? Right? You cannot completely join Azure का हर एक VNet आप जाके अपने इससे नहीं ज्वाइन करते हो, राइट? एक VNet को आप अपने ऑन प्रिम से ज्वाइन करते हो एंड बाद में आप इंटरनल VNet पेयरिंग करते हो. I hope you guys remember that, right? Yes guys.
Yes.
Yes, no, maybe. Okay, so in this case I'm not doing that anything because मेरे प्राइवेट डेटा सेंटर में और मेरे उस एक मशीन पे इतनी कैपेबिलिटी नहीं है कि मैं इतना सेटअप कर दूं. So what am I doing here? Simply I'm going over the public endpoint. What does it mean? पूरा का पूरा जो कॉन्फ़िगरेशन और पूरा डेटा का मूवमेंट कहां पर होगा? ओवर द इंटरनेट होगा. ठीक है, बिकॉज आई एम डूइंग दी ओवर द इंटरनेट. ये सारे पोर्ट्स वगैरह जो है ना, इसका रिक्वायरमेंट मेरा वैसे ही खत्म हो जाएगा. बट दिस यू विल नेवर सी इन योर लाइव एनवायरनमेंट. नेवर एवर सी इन लाइव एनवायरनमेंट. चाहे छोटे से छोटा भी क्यों ना डेटा हो, आपको पहले वीनेट पेयरिंग वगैरह का वो सब ऑलरेडी वहां पर इधर बनाया हुआ दिख जाएगा और यू गाइस विल डू इट. ओके, सो द मोमेंट आई सेलेक्ट इंटरनेट, ये सारे पोर्ट्स वगैरह का रिक्वायरमेंट मेरा वैसे ही चला गया. ओनली वन पोर्ट इज नीडेड व्हिच इज 443. वो वैसे ही आ जाएगा if I've selected endpoint और मेरे मशीन में इंटरनेट है तो. Okay, so I'm creating a project here. So this is how you create a new project. दिख जाएगा आपको once it is here. And if I already have an existing project, I already showed it to you. How will it look and how will you install that tool? How will you have that tool in that project? If I go to Azure Migrate, this project is still being done. So I think I'll only see. Okay, database viewer, right? Because we are not going to do this. And I selected that this project, and now I have both the project. Look at this. I have both the projects here. Okay. So here you can download it from here. You can download the data migration assessment tool. This is how it looks. You can download it from here. It is nothing but an executable file. Okay. And where do you think you should run this? Can someone guess? मैंने डाउनलोड कर लिया. Where do you think ये data assessment tool जो है रन होगा? कहाँ पे रन करना होगा हमको? Yes guys, where do you think we have to run this tool. Yes, any guess where do we have to run this tool? This is an assessment tool. किस चीज का assessment कर रहा है ये? Yes, what are we assessing here? क्या select किया हम लोगों ने यहाँ पर?
Database.
So where do you think this tool should be? किसी चीज को मुझको अगर assess करना है तो वो tool कहाँ पर होगा? It should be on the server where the database is hosted. Okay, so this is how you install it. इस तरह से दिखता है. It's a simple installation like any other tool. Okay, I'm launching it now. This step should be done on the server or the database server from where you are migrating your database. Okay, so this is launching. I'll drag it to this screen once it has appeared. It is still launching. Here it is. इस तरह से दिखता है वो tool. Let it get open and I'll show it to you how it looks. Okay, this is how it looks. Click here. This is the screenshot I was talking about. Give project name. Okay. SQL. Okay. Created. What do I have to do? I want to check the compatibility. I want to check the parity. Both fine. यहाँ तक ले लिया. इसके आगे हम नहीं जा सकते. Why? Here I have to select my database server. It's not necessary कि उसी सर्वर पे हो. उस सर्वर के नेटवर्क में कोई भी सर्वर होगा तो भी चलेगा जहां से मैं उस database सर्वर को एक्सेस कर सकता हूँ. Now if I had any SQL server, I'll see that here in drop down. उसको select करूंगा, authentication mode select करूंगा. I'll type my user ID and password and I'll click here connect. So this will get connected to my database and my assessment will get started. Is it clear, guys, to everyone? How it works?
Yes.
Okay. Once the assessment is started, you will see a report here. Okay, you will see a report here. यहाँ पर आपको एक total report दिखने लग जाएगी. Okay, then you will install the migration tool और उसी tool से भी आप कर सकते हो, right? You can install another tool also. It's not necessary you do the assessment from same server, do the migration from same server. ये tools अलग-अलग जगह install हो सकते हैं. All the servers are connected and databases are connected using your internal network. So it will fetch out the data, right? You do that and it's done. उसके बाद migration के जो steps है, we are not doing that for database. Okay? VDI, we are not involving it at all. इसका एक अलग पूरी study है, एक अलग सा जो है आपका certification भी है. This is AZ140 which works on Azure VDI, so you don't have to worry about it. No one is going to ask you. This is your web apps, the one which I was talking about. That is your web app. क्या आप यहाँ पे assessment tool install करते हो? Okay. Azure migrate, again this is Azure tool. See यहाँ पर कोई ISV नहीं है. Install this. कहाँ पर होना चाहिए again? This should be done on a server where I have my website. वहां पर ये tool install होना चाहिए. It's similar tool almost. Okay. Or one more thing is there. If I do not want to install that tool, what I can do? यहाँ पर मैं अपना website का नाम भी दे सकता हूँ. Okay, मैं अपने website का नाम भी दे सकता हूँ यहाँ पर. And let me see. I can give my website's name here and I can assess that कि मेरे website में क्या क्या ये है information है किस तरह का. I mean not the complete information. Okay, see it shows it's not fetching any data. Why it accepted hdfc.com? Because it is not fetching any code or nothing, but framework वगैरह ये सब जो है, is it suitable for migration? Service app पे migration होने के लिए suitable है या नहीं है, वो ये सब check करके बता रहा है that what information am I using or what technologies am I using for this site? किस चीज पे बना हुआ है ये? ASP.NET, Java EE का इसमें utilization हो रहा है. Okay, I'm using PHP also. I'm using all these servers and all these services just to host my HDFC website. So it's giving you the information, and with that it says that okay, you can migrate, and you simply have to select one migration ये, और वहां से you can migrate it, or you can download one software. You can download that software, this one, on your server जहां पे आपकी ये website hosted है, and you can do the assessment and migration. This is how it looks. I showed you that diagram, right? जहाँ पे here it is. This is how it looks. ये जितने आपकी वेबसाइट्स अगर उस पे होगी, नॉर्मली एक सर्वर पे एक ही होता है, ये हमारा टेस्ट सर्वर होता है, तो इट्स ओके, मल्टीपल वेबसाइट्स दिख रही है. प्रोडक्शन में यू विल हैव ओनली वन वेबसाइट ऑन वन सर्वर, स्पेशली बैंकिंग वगैरह, एचडीएफसी जैसे हैवी, यू विल नेवर सी शेयरिंग वगैरह, कभी नहीं दिखता उनके इसमें आप लोगों को. ओके, सो सेलेक्ट दैट वेबसाइट, क्लिक नेक्स्ट 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 नेक्स्ट, एंड यू विल हैव योर वेबसाइट अप एंड रनिंग on your Azure. If time permits, we will do it tomorrow. अगर कल हमको time मिलता है, because this is very small. I have a server जहाँ पे एक website hosted है. I'll see if I can bring it to Azure. Okay, this is one method. One more method before we go to our server migration. ये server वाला जो है ना, this is the actual one which we are going to do. But before we go here, there is one more method. Let's say it's a data migration. Okay, database migration एक अलग चीज है, purely data मुझको migrate करना है. So there is one more method which we follow, which is your this one, data boxes. So you select a few things, that which is the subscription we are talking about, which resource group we are talking about, which region are you bringing it to, bringing it from source region. Okay, it is asking your source region कि कहाँ से आपको data ये करना है, and where are you transferring it to. I'm selecting East US purposely because I have to show something. Otherwise normally India में data है तो India के ही किसी region में जा रहा है. Okay, so what options do you have to bring your data? If you do not want to copy paste or want to do something, so what option do you have? So this option called data box, it is an option where Azure will send you a disk. Azure आपके एड्रेस पे एक डिस्क भेजेगा, एक एम्प्टी डिस्क. आप उसको अपने डेटा सेंटर के इसमें अटैच करोगे, डेटा कॉपी करोगे, एंड यू विल सेंड दैट डिस्क बैक टू Azure, और Azure उसको कॉपी कहाँ करेगा? आपके स्टोरेज अकाउंट में. सिक्योरिटी वगैरह इसमें कंप्लीटली होती है, सो वी डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट इट. डिड यू गाइस अंडरस्टैंड? डिड यू गाइस अंडरस्टूड व्हाट इज डेटा बॉक्स कॉन्सेप्ट? डिफरेंसेस मैं बताता हूं, बट व्हाट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट? डिड यू गाइस अंडरस्टूड इट?
Yes.
Okay, so here very basic is एक टीबी का डिस्क. आई कैन टेक दैट राइट नाउ ऑल्सो. एक टीबी का ही हमारे सब्सक्रिप्शन पे भी सपोर्ट कर देता है. ओके, एक टीबी का डिस्क, दे विल सेंड a disk to us. We have to copy the data and it will be there. Simple. Let's look at the price and everything. एक थोड़ा fair idea आप लोगों को आ जाएगा. You don't have to worry about इसमें से ये सारी चीजें याद नहीं रखनी, but you should know as a concept. So if I take a data box disk, सबके अलग अलग नाम है. Okay, data box disk, data box heavy, and this is just a simple import export job. Data box disk, what will happen? What is the capacity of this task? It's 35 TB. Doesn't mean एक disk 35 TB का भेज रहा है. Okay, it is a capacity of this task. If I select this, though it is not applicable for me to select it, वहां से इंडिया नहीं भेजने वाले वो लोग, अदरवाइज मैं 35 TB का डिस्क चुरा के ही रख लूंगा. Okay, I'm just saying it. Okay, I won't even send it back. Forget it. I don't have any data, but I got a free 35 TB disk. So that's not happening. They're not sending it unless you have enterprise agreement or something. So they're not sending one disk, by the way. What are they sending? They're sending up to 5 disks per order. So yeah, I think जितना भी divide कर लो आप, एक 8 TB का disk or whatever it is, they will send it. एक order में 5 disk they will send it, and the total capacity will be 35 TB. Is it clear? Maybe approximately 7 disks they will send it. Sorry, 7 TB's disk. Each disk of 7 TB, 5 disks, they're going to send it to you. You copy your data, you send it back to them. Okay, what does it support? Azure Storage में हमने देखा था, Azure Storage में file share भी है, blob भी है, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, right? So what does it support? अगर if I take this one, what does it support? By the way, whenever you see a preview, it means कि ये नया feature है, अभी तक preview में है. I have assigned myself for preview as a beta user, so I see this. You may not see this, you may see this. कुछ preview ऐसे होते हैं feature जो सबके लिए by default होते हैं. There are some features which are only for the beta users, right? So being a trainer, I got an option to enroll for beta users. I've enrolled it. So I see this. You guys can log in and let me know or check it if you guys see it or not. Even if it is not there, इसका screenshot मेरे पास है. I will share it to you guys. So 7 TB के 5 disk जो है, Azure will send it to you. But what will it support? It will support your Azure Blob, Azure Files, Manage Disk, and Gen 2 accounts. Copy data to how many accounts? Can you say that I have one storage account in this region, one storage account in that region, one storage account, that subscription? So can you please take this 35 TB of data and copy everywhere? Azure says no. In this package, I will only give you 5 disks, capacity 35 TB. I will copy it to one storage account. That's all. Later on, if you want to copy it, you move it. You keep on doing that. Now, how does it matter? What do you think? How is it? How does it matter to me whether it is copying it in one account or 10 accounts? मुझको क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है? Let's say मेरा requirement 10 accounts का है. I will later on I will copy it in 10 accounts. Why should I pay 80? Why should I pay extra price for this? Pricing पे हम आते हैं. So what do you think it's the drawback here? If I have to copy manually from 1 to 9 storage account, or Azure is copying into 10 storage account, what is the difference? Yes guys, what is the difference? What comes to your mind? कि यार मैंने 35 TB का डेटा दोनों जगह दे दिया. लेट्स से यहाँ पर भी 35 TB है, okay? But in one case I'm getting 10 storage accounts, जहाँ पे Azure मेरे लिए directly उन 10 storage accounts में copy करेगा. In the other one I'm getting only one storage account and I have to move the data. So what is the drawback here? Yes guys, anyone can guess what comes to your mind? क्या सूरज, सलमान भाई, नितेश भाई, नेल्सन, आसिफ, anyone? What comes to your mind? Okay, let's see. I'll answer that. But maybe this point was missed. Do you know how much Azure charges to you when you copy some data to Azure? Let's say that I am moving my data. I have 40 GB of data. I'm moving it from my on-prem to Azure. How much will I be charged for that 40 GB? Or will I be charged something, or will it be free for me? I'm not asking the exact numbers. Method or the very first question, is there any charges on that? Or is it free for me to import my data to Azure?
There are
It might
charges.
be charged.
Data.
Okay, so yes, I guess I skipped that point. No, not at all. Importing data, no matter what is the size, completely free. Get your data to Azure. TBs में भी होगा ना तो भी free है, completely free. You'll be charged to keep that data. उस storage account में रखने का आपको charge लगेगा, but import करने का कोई charge नहीं है. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing, you start moving data within Azure. Now this is not importing. Now this is movement within Azure. उसका charge आपको definitely लगेगा. उसका charge भी होगा और network bandwidth का charge भी होगा. Got it? So if you move it to one storage account और उसके बाद आप internally इसको move करोगे ना तो आपको charges लगने लग जाएंगे. But when Azure does it for the first time importing data 10 storage account में उसका आपको कोई charge नहीं होगा. मतलब जो disk वगैरह का आप pay करो that is different. Data import के लिए कोई charge नहीं होगा. So that is the benefit that you get it directly in 10 storage accounts. तो आप लोगों को move नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Yes, and the funny thing is that let's say that you have imported 10 TB of data to Azure. Azure did not charge anything to you. Okay. Now you're using it and after 2 months you think, nee, yaar, Azure, it is not, I don't think so it's good for my application. I'm moving back to on-prem. When you want to export data from Azure 10 TB data, then it's chargeable. It's their business strategy, but this is what it is, and this is how it is. Okay, importing the data, no charges. Exporting data, yes, there are charges. Moving data internally, there are charges. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now here it is not written कि कितने दिन के लिए रखेगा ये disk. We can see it here maybe. This disk 10 day use at no extra cost. अगर 10 दिन तक आप अपना डेटा वेटा कॉपी करके भेज देते हो, no extra cost. जो भी इसका बेसिक कॉस्ट होगा उसके अलावा no extra cost. But 10 days के बाद रखते हैं तो पर डे कुछ ना कुछ चार्ज होगा. That we can see here in pricing page. Similarly 800 TB. This is a large box. ये आपका सीधा कार्गो में ही आता है. Okay, I can show you the pictures also. Well, let's see if we see them. Similarly कॉपी होगा 10 स्टोरेज अकाउंट में 20 डे रख सकते हो आप. स्पीड इसकी ज्यादा होगी. प्राइसिंग टियर we will see it. इसका प्राइसिंग टियर can you guys say 6283. हैंडलिंग फी पर डिस्क. एक डिस्क का इसका इतना है. We'll see for all of this ये कितना है, but first let's see the pictures. Data disk box. Here it is. This is your data disk box which you get from Azure. इस तरह के डिस्क आपको मिलती है Azure से. You simply attach it to your laptop or data center, SAN device, whatever it is, you attach it like this, copy your data, send it back to Azure. That's it. उतना ही है आपका. Okay. Next thing is data box. That was data box disk, and now we have data box. इसकी capacity थोड़ी ज़्यादा है. So this is how it looks. Maybe this one, yeah. Even I don't know, I have never seen it. Whatever I have seen it in pictures or Azure's that shows whatever they're showing. So Azure data box, let's see if we get a good picture. By the way, no one is asking you to explain the diagram. Okay, somehow इस तरह से दिखता होगा, but I think this is data box, big data box है ये, but इस तरह से कुछ दिखता होगा. And then we have data box heavy. So I think this is already data box heavy we are looking at, but still let's have a look if it is something different. This is your data box heavy for sure. Data box disk, data box heavy. Got it, guys?
Yeah.
You have to work on this, copy that, send it back to Azure. वो सब Azure handle करता है. You don't have to worry about it. You just have to pay charges. Pricing tier, look at here. We'll see in INR. It will be easier for you to understand कि difference कितना होता है. Order processing fee 4,000. Daily disk usage 825 rupees per day. This is beyond the free day. जो भी होगा ना उसके beyond. But data disk box में I think 10 days है हम लोगों के लिए, right? So 10 days के beyond 800 rupees. Standard shipping fees. This is the one. Okay, data box में आपको देखना है here. I'll share the link with you guys, or I don't think so you guys require a link वगैरह कुछ भी. You guys can search for it and खुद से आप लोग देख लो. Data box heavy. Look at this. So service fee is 3,30,285 rupees. Extra charges, I think 20 days we get with data box. After that 8,000 rupees per day. Okay. So this is how it is. You don't have to remember prices, nothing, but you should know there's a concept like this. Straight away you can say I have never worked on that. बहुत rare chance मिलता है इस पे काम करने का. So you can straight away say I have never worked on that. Okay. So these are the basics in glance of Azure Migrate. Web app के लिए, data bases के लिए, actual data के लिए. Now we have 10 minutes left. Let me quickly show it to you for servers, how it works. Migration तो हम कल ही कर पाएंगे, but let's see. So this is how a tool is, your Azure Migrate tool. Okay, when you do, let me open a new project, you'll see it. Okay, servers इस तरह से आपको दिखता है, right? So you can assessment tool, you can select here. So here's the list of assessment tool. Okay, here I have worked with Azure Migrate tool. I have worked with Current, and I've also worked with I'm currently working with this. Okay, Turbonomic. But you can simply say that I have worked with only Azure Migrate. It's completely fine. Current, if you want, I can show it to you once, but don't get confused. Itna sab mat karo. Stick to Azure Migrate. Tell them I have worked with Azure Migrate. So this is how it looks. Once you add it, Azure Migrate is free. Rest all of them will have charges. They're called ISV. I hope you guys will remember this. Okay, and this is the migration tool. Again, it comes to migration. See, we have Carbonite, we have Current. Did you guys realize one thing? That list and assessment tool and migration tool, there's a difference. Okay, so it means that you can do the migration using some other tool and you can do the assessment using some other tool. There is no compulsion. ऐसा कोई नहीं है. First thing, तो आप बिना assessment के migration भी कर सकते हो. Second thing, you can do the migration using Current, do the assessment using Azure Migrate tool, or vice versa. Is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
एक क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है कि what do you think? Can I do the assessment using some ISV and migration using Azure Migrate tool? Yes, it's technically possible. No issues there. Okay, so let's come to assessment. Discover, I talked about. You click on discover. Now there are methods of discovery. Where is it coming from? Your server. Are they hosted on VMware, जहाँ पे thousands of servers आपके hosted है? Are they hosted on Hyper-V? These are virtualization solutions. VMware Hyper, ये आपका Hyper-V जो है ये इससे है Microsoft से Hyper-V, and this is from VMware. Okay, or no, they are hosted physically, or they are hosted on AWS, or they are hosted on GCP. So you have to select it here. Okay, so in my case, I told you we are bringing it. I have 2 machines on Hyper-V, so I select Hyper-V. Now what happens under Hyper-V? It will give me an appliance, a VHD of 12 GB. I'll have to download this. इसको हम download करते हैं, और this one we share with their admin team. And their admin team, what they do it, Hyper-V क्या होता है? Hyper-V is a software, it's a virtualization platform जिसपे उनके 1200 servers already है. So this virtual appliance ये भी एक server ही होता है. So we simply download it and give it to them and tell them कि आप इसको भी उसी Hyper-V में install कर लो जहां पर आपके already 1200 servers है. So this will connect to all servers and start fetching the data, and this will send the data to Azure portal. ये appliance का काम ही ये होता है कि internally सारा data fetch करे और वो डेटा आपके यहाँ पर भेजे. But we are not going to do it. It's a 12 GB. We can't do it. Even I don't have that resources. Why? Because ये 12 GB वाला appliance जो है ये virtual machine है. It cannot be installed on a very basic virtual machine. Hyper-V में भी जब आप virtual machine बनाते हो उसके भी sizes होते हैं, right? RAM वगैरह. So इसका अगर आप prerequisite देखोगे ना, तो ये virtual appliance को install करने के लिए आपको चाहिए Windows Server 2016. उसकी मेमोरी चाहिए 16 GB, 8 CPU चाहिए और 80 GB हार्ड डिस्क चाहिए. तो इस तरह की एक मशीन मुझको चाहिए होगी जिस पे आई कैन इंस्टॉल दिस. सो वी आर नॉट डूइंग दैट, बट दिस इज द मेथड विच यू कैन यूज, थ्रू विच यू कैन फेच ऑल द डेटा फ्रॉम ऑल द सर्वर्स जो भी उस Hyper-V पे है. और अगर ये VMware में, सेम थिंग, एग्जैक्ट सिमिलर थिंग, सेम. यहाँ पर OVA बनता है, यहाँ पे VHD बनता है. मेथड्स अलग अलग है दोनों के, एग्जैक्ट सेम थिंग है. वहां पर भी मशीन ही इंस्टॉल होती है, सब कुछ सेम ही होता है. ओके, what is the next method? If I don't want to do it, I can import it. मैन्युअली इंपोर्ट कर सकता हूं मैं, बट अगर जहां पे 100-200 सर्वर्स होते हैं, इंपोर्ट वाला कोई काम नहीं करता है. इट्स वेरी लेम जॉब, यू विल नेवर सी इट. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ यू डू द असेसमेंट. नाउ आई विल शो इट टू यू कि एक बार डिस्कवरी शुरू होने के बाद हाउ इट लुक्स. आई हैव डन दैट फॉर वन ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट एंड आई हैव नॉट डिलीटेड दैट. सो आई शो इट टू यू कि एक बार आपने वो इंस्टॉल वगैरह कर लिया ना, सो दिस इज हाउ इट विल लुक. इट विल शो यू कि यार मुझको आपके Hyper-V में 10 सर्वर्स दिखाई दिए. It will show you 10 servers. What are those? 8 Windows, 2 Linux servers. Okay, this is how it will show you. You can see those 10 servers. कौन से 10 servers है? You can come here, you can export it, you can create the group. ये सब आप यहाँ से कर सकते हो. Okay, so this is how it shows. The 10 servers, 8 Windows server, 2 Linux servers. Okay, now let's start creating a dependency analysis. What is a dependency analysis? कि ये 10 सर्वर्स या 8 सर्वर्स में से एक दूसरे पे डिपेंडेंसी कितनी है, क्या है. दैट क्या 8 सर्वर, कैन आई मूव ऑल ऑफ देम टुगेदर, कैन आई मूव ओनली 2? इफ यस, कौन से 2? अपनी मर्जी से ले लो, या ये डिपेंडेंसी एनालिसिस विल टेल मी कि ये 2 सर्वर्स की एक दूसरे पे डिपेंडेंसी है, ये फ्रंट एंड है, ये बैक एंड है. सो यू हैव टू मूव दीज 2 सर्वर्स टुगेदर. दैट यू सी इन योर डिपेंडेंसी analysis. And then we have assessment, the one which I was talking about. Assessment की जो मैं बात कर रहा था, कि आपका पूरा असेसमेंट में आपको दिखाई देगा कि इतने सर्वर्स है, ये इनका रिक्वायरमेंट है, और दिस इज हाउ, दिस इज व्हाट वी सजेस्ट। और मैंने एक ऑलरेडी कर रखा है, आई विल शो इट टू यू। सी वन असेसमेंट आई हैव, I can include all 10 machines। डिस्कवरी में जो मिले हैं, डिस्कवरी में नॉर्मली थाउजेंड्स ऑफ सर्वर्स मिलते हैं, आप सबका असेसमेंट नहीं करते हो, ठीक है। उस थाउजेंड्स में से डिसाइड कि ये 100 सर्वर का असेसमेंट करना है, यू सेलेक्ट दो सर्वर्स, आप उसका ग्रुप बनाते हो। सो दीज आर माय सर्वर्स, इसका ये डिपेंडेंसी हम लोगों ने कर ली है। नाउ इट शोज ऑलमोस्ट मेरे सारे सर्वर सेम है, ओके। 4 कोर्स सब पे है, सबका 4 GB रैम है, किसी में 1 डिस्क है, किसी में 0 डिस्क है, 0 एज एन ओएस डिस्क के अलावा, ओएस डिस्क डेफिनेटली इज देयर। स्टोरेज किसी का इतना है, नेटवर्क अडेप्टर्स क्या है, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम किसके कितने हैं, ऑल आर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट विंडोज सर्वर्स 8 एंड वन ऑफ देम इज लिनक्स एंड वन ऑफ देम इज ओरेकल, ओके। डेटाबेस इंस्टेंस किसी पे है, किसी पे नहीं है। सो दिस इज माय बेसिक असेसमेंट, दिस इज माय बेसिक assessment what I have done, okay। Now based on this assessment I can get one report from Azure. Based on this one I can get one suggestion from Azure कि आप when you go to Azure what kind of performance you should get, और किस तरह के machines आपको select करना है, that I can get from Azure। okay, look at this one also। readiness, ये 10 में से कितने ready है to move to Azure? all are ready। अगर कोई ready नहीं होता तो वो मुझको बताता कि what is the pendency in that one, okay। कॉस्ट एस्टिमेशन कितना है, कंप्यूट का कॉस्ट कितना आएगा, स्टोरेज का कॉस्ट कितना आएगा, मंथली कॉस्ट आपका कितना आएगा, एवरीथिंग यू सी हियर, ओके। एवरी डिटेल्स यू विल सी हियर कि रेडीनेस में क्या है। ओके, लुक एट दिस। अगर यहाँ पे कोई एरर होता ना तो यहाँ पर बताता था, बट लुक एट दिस, इट सेज ऑल आर रेडी टू मूव। इफ वन ऑफ देम आर नॉट रेडी टू मूव इट विल शो के व्हाट इज द एरर, या इसमें डिटेल क्या है। कॉस्ट डिटेल्स में यू कैन कम हियर एंड वॉच द कॉस्ट कि इस मशीन का कॉस्ट कितना लग रहा है, इस मशीन का कॉस्ट मुझको कितना लग रहा है। यू कैन चेक द कंप्लीट डिटेल्स। अगेन ये सब आपको नहीं करना होता है, ये सब आर्किटेक्ट लेवल टीम पे होकर आ जाता है असेसमेंट वगैरह कि यू कैन इंपोर्ट वंस, यू कैन एक्सपोर्ट दिस फाइल आल्सो इफ यू हैव टू शेयर इट विद समवन, यू कैन एक्सपोर्ट इट आल्सो। लेट्स सी द ओवरव्यू। ओनली 1 minute इज लेफ्ट गाइस, रिमेनिंग विल डू टुमारो। कल मैं जो है इसका डिस्कवरी वगैरह सब करके रखूंगा एंड विल फाइनली डू द माइग्रेशन का जो है प्रैक्टिकल डायरेक्टली हम लोग कर लेंगे। There's one more report which shows you कि against this server which size you should take in Azure। वो एक report भी आपको दिखती है। It's gonna take some time I guess। So once this is ready, let's say that you are satisfied with this, then you can start the discovery from the migration। एक बार migration में discover करोगे आप, इसमें भी 10 servers दिखाई देंगे। See, माइग्रेशन में भी एग्जैक्टली सेम करना, वहां से फेच नहीं करेगा, यू हैव टू शो देम, यू हैव टू टेल हिम कहां से आ रहा है मेरा। ओके, यहाँ से आ रहा है, व्हाट इज द टारगेट रीजन, ईस्ट यूएस, फाइन, क्रिएट रिसोर्सेज। once this is done you will do a discovery in your migration। discovery में भी आपको सब सारे सर्वर्स वगैरह दिखाई देंगे, सब कुछ होगा, and then you will do the replication। replication में सारा कॉपी होगा, then you will do the test migration and the complete migration। we'll see again, थोड़ा सा fast हो गया, we'll see it tomorrow from scratch। we have 3 session, only 1 practical is left, so see you guys tomorrow। we'll do the complete migration session tomorrow, and that should be our class should be done there। we'll have 2 more 1 2 sessions more just to address issues and everything, okay। so if you guys have any issues in migration, feel free to ping in group, I'll address them tomorrow, because tomorrow we might have some time। yeah, I'll explain this tomorrow, okay guys, stopping the session, see you guys tomorrow।
Thank you.
Bye।